Best American Books for Learning English. Introduction: Why books help language learners. Books are some of the best tools for learning a new language. They allow you to explore vocabulary, sentence structure, and grammar in context. American books, in particular, are rich in cultural insights and provide a variety of writing styles that are useful for English learners. Unlike textbooks, books offer a more enjoyable and meaningful way to learn because they tell stories, convey emotions, and engage readers. For English learners, reading American literature can improve their understanding of the language while also giving them a glimpse into the culture. From classics to modern tales, these books often feature accessible language and themes that resonate universally. Whether you are a beginner or an intermediate learner, reading books helps improve vocabulary, comprehension, and even creative thinking. This essay highlights 4 American books that are particularly helpful for learning English: The Old Man and the Sea, Of Mice and Men, The Pearl, and The House on Mango Street. Each book offers unique benefits for language learners. Additionally, some language learning tips will help you make the most of your reading experience. Recommended books. 1. The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. Ernest Hemingway is known for his simple yet powerful writing style, and The Old Man and the Sea is a perfect example. This short novel tells the story of Santiago, an old fisherman who struggles to catch a giant marlin in the Gulf Stream. Despite its brevity, the book explores deep themes such as perseverance, pride, and human connection to nature. Why it helps language learners. One of the reasons The Old Man and the Sea is ideal for English learners is its straightforward language. Hemingway uses short sentences and avoids complex vocabulary, making it easier to follow the story. The descriptive passages about the sea and the old man's struggles are rich with imagery, which helps readers visualize the scenes and learn new words related to fishing, nature, and emotions. Learning tips: highlight new words and phrases as you read. For example, you might encounter terms like a skiff, current, or harpoon. Look up their meanings and try to use them in your own sentences. Summarize each chapter in a few sentences. This practice improves your ability to retell stories and strengthens your writing skills. Pay attention to the emotions in the story and practice describing them in your own words. For instance, how would you describe Santiago's determination? 2. Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men is another classic that is excellent for English learners. The book follows the journey of 2 friends, George and Lenny, who travel through California during the Great Depression, dreaming of owning a piece of land. The story is both heartbreaking and inspiring, with themes of friendship, loneliness, and hope. Why it helps language learners. The dialogue in Of Mice and Men is written in plain, everyday English, which makes it easier for learners to understand conversational speech. The characters speak informally, using idiomatic expressions and slang, which are common in spoken English. Additionally, the story is relatively short, so it's less intimidating for readers who are just starting to read English books. Learning tips: focus on the dialogue and try to imitate the way the characters speak. This will help you improve your conversational skills. Make a list of idiomatic phrases, such as "if live off the fat of the land" or "bustin' a gut," and learn their meanings. Discuss the themes of the book with a friend or teacher. How do George and Lenny's dreams reflect human aspirations? 3. The Pearl by John Steinbeck. Another masterpiece by John Steinbeck, The Pearl is a novella about a poor pearl diver named Kino who discovers a valuable pearl. At first, Kino believes the pearl will bring him happiness and prosperity, but instead, it leads to greed, danger, and tragedy. The story is simple yet profound, exploring themes of ambition, family, and the corrupting power of wealth. Why it helps language learners. The language in The Pearl is more descriptive than in Of Mice and Men, which makes it a great book for building vocabulary. Steinbeck uses metaphors and vivid imagery to create a sense of place and emotion. The book is also short, making it a manageable read for learners who want to challenge themselves. Learning tips: identify metaphors and descriptive phrases in the book. For example, the pearl is a symbol of both hope and destruction. Write down similar metaphors you find in the story. Practice describing the settings and characters in your own words. How would you describe Kino's village or his relationship with his wife, Juana? Write an alternative ending for the story to practice creative writing. 4. The House on Mango Street by Sandra Cisneros. The House on Mango Street is a modern classic that tells the story of Esperanza, a young Latina girl growing up in a poor neighborhood in Chicago. The book is written in a series of short, poetic vignettes, each capturing a moment in Esperanza's life. Through her eyes, readers learn about family, identity, and the struggles of growing up. Why it helps language learners: this book is unique because of its simple yet poetic language. Each vignette is short, which makes it easy to read and understand, even for beginners. The descriptive writing style introduces readers to sensory details and creative expressions. Additionally, the book provides insight into Latino culture and the immigrant experience, which adds depth to the learning process. Learning tips: write your own short stories inspired by the vignettes. Focus on describing your neighborhood or childhood memories. Pay attention to adjectives and sensory details, such as colors, smells, and sounds. Use these details to improve your own writing. Discuss the cultural themes in the book with others. What does Esperanza's story teach you about resilience and identity? Language learning tips. Reading books is a great way to improve your English, but to get the most out of it, you need to approach it the right way. Here are some tips to help you make reading a more effective learning experience. Start with short books. If you're a beginner, choose books with fewer pages and simple language. Finishing a book quickly will boost your confidence and motivate you to keep reading. Books like The Old Man and the Sea and the Pearl are excellent starting points. Use audiobooks. Listening to audiobooks while reading along with the text can help you improve your pronunciation and listening skills. It also helps you understand the rhythm and flow of English sentences. Keep a vocabulary journal. Write down new words and phrases as you read. Include their meanings, examples of how they're used, and your own sentences using those words. Review your vocabulary journal regularly to reinforce your learning. Practice retelling the story. After reading a chapter or the whole book, summarize the story in your own words. This practice improves your ability to organize thoughts and express yourself clearly in English. Join a book club or group discussion. Talking about books with others is a great way to practice speaking English and share ideas. It also helps you see the story from different perspectives, which deepens your understanding. Don't be afraid to reread. Rereading a book helps you catch details you might have missed the first time. It also allows you to review vocabulary and practice fluency. Conclusion: learning English through books is both effective and enjoyable. By reading stories, you not only improve your language skills but also gain insight into different cultures and ways of life. The 4 American books recommended in this essay, The Old Man and the Sea, Of Mice and Men, The Pearl, and The House on Mango Street, offer a variety of writing styles and themes that are perfect for English learners. Each book helps improve different aspects of the language, from vocabulary and grammar to storytelling and cultural understanding. Combining these books with active learning strategies, such as keeping a vocabulary journal, listening to audiobooks, and discussing stories with others, will maximize your progress. So, pick up one of these books and start your journey toward mastering English. Not only will you improve your language skills, but you'll also discover timeless stories that stay with you for a lifetime. Here is a list of keywords from the essay and their meanings to help you learn and understand them better. Keywords from the introduction. Vocabulary, the words used in a language. Example, learning new vocabulary helps you communicate better. Sentence structure, the way words are arranged to form sentences. Example, English has a subject-verb-object sentence structure. Cultural insights, knowledge about a culture gained through observation or experience. Example, books provide cultural insights into American life. Engage, to capture attention or interest. Example, books engage readers with their stories. Keywords from book recommendations. 1. The Old Man and the Sea. Descriptive, providing details about how something looks, sounds, or feels. Example, Hemingway uses descriptive language to describe the sea. Imagery, words or phrases that create pictures in the reader's mind. Example, the imagery of the sea helps you imagine its beauty. Resilience, the ability to recover from difficulties. Example, Santiago shows resilience while fighting the marlin. 2. Of mice and men. Idiomatic expressions, phrases that have a meaning different from the individual words. Example, bustin' a gut means working very hard. Loneliness, the feeling of being alone or isolated. Example, Lenny and George's friendship helps them avoid loneliness. Conversational, related to everyday spoken language. Example, the dialogue in the book is conversational and easy to understand. 3. The pearl. Metaphor, a figure of speech that describes one thing as if it were another. Example, the pearl is a metaphor for both hope and greed. Ambition, a strong desire to achieve something. Example, Kino's ambition to improve his life leads to tragedy. Symbol, something that represents a bigger idea. Example, the pearl is a symbol of wealth and danger. 4. The House on Mango Street. Vignette, a short, descriptive story or scene. Example, the book is written in vignettes about Esperanza's life. Identity, the qualities that make someone who they are. Example, Esperanza struggles to find her identity. Resilience, the ability to overcome challenges. Example, Esperanza shows resilience as she grows up in a tough environment. Keywords from language learning tips. Confidence, belief in your abilities. Example, finishing a book gives you confidence to read more. Pronunciation, the way words are spoken. Example, listening to audiobooks helps improve pronunciation. Summarize, to describe the main points briefly. Example, summarize the story in your own words after reading. Perspective, a way of looking at something. Example, discussing a book gives you different perspectives on the story. Keywords from the conclusion. Timeless, something that never goes out of style or importance. Example, the stories in these books are timeless. Master, to become very skilled or proficient in something. Example, reading books can help you master English. Progress, improvement or development over time. Example, combining reading with active practice ensures faster progress. Journey, the process of going from one stage to another. Example, reading books is a journey to better language skills.